A Green Beret doesn't make you fearless. A Green Beret is putting you with a group of people who are willing to take the risk and face their fear out of a common sense of purpose.
It's a deployment, redeploy, individual training, collective training, deploy. So that's just the life cycle on a team.
For years, it was 6 months on, 6 months home. But that 6 months home is not 6 months home. That 6 months home is 30 days at home, and then you start training for the next deployment.
One of the things that I've learned across the board is no matter how well trained you are, there's always a bullet out there or some individual that can clack off an IED. We do train hard and we do everything that we can to keep our soldiers out of harm's way, but sometimes being in harm's way is where we need to be, and that's what we volunteer for.
Me, Pickle, a bunch of our civilian buddies here in West Tennessee had a little hunting club, had a ton of fun with our buddies, but we were all wanting to give back. At that time, like war, constantly was on TV. Fast forward to 2012, I go visit Becca and Brian Boland.
Scott and his wife were going out to Washington to visit, so he stopped by and had dinner, and we all hung out and started talking.
You know, hearing his story, you know, in his house that day in Washington State, it was like, okay, I've got to take care of this guy however I can. Didn't know how. I had to do something to give back.
Growing up, we always were taught to give back to people if we were able, and Scott said he needed help. So I asked him what he needed help with, and he told me he wanted to start a nonprofit. So I said, yeah, I'll help you.
One thing led to another, and then I got in contact with my friends from the Special Forces group. James was one of the guys that I got him in touch with because James knows everybody.
Scott gave me a call. He said, hey, and I have this idea. Just we want to express how much we appreciate, you know, Special Operations veterans, and we want to host you guys for different events in the outdoors, primarily hunting.
I met Scott Graves through Jimmy Adams. He said, hey, I know that you're a big duck hunter. So we went out. We were his second hunt that he hosted out in West Tennessee, and it just grew. You know, Pickle, all the guys out there, just been huge advocates.
Pickle and Scott, they're both cut from the same cloth. The big indication when you really get to understand who Pickle and Scott is that they're doing it for reasons that a lot of people can't really grasp.
The SOX short version is we're here to support active duty special operations families, teams, and individuals through outdoor recreation, hunting and fishing, you name it. They can pick the excursion, and then we always say yes and make it work.
A lot of the active duty special operators don't have a lot of time to do anything other than be dedicated to their career and their family, and SOX does a good job of making sure that they can just show up to the event and experience a really epic event. In order to make that event happen, you know, it takes a lot of people to be dedicated, and it takes a lot of time that those guys don't have.
There's guys with multiple deployments that have been through catastrophic, life-changing moments. They just keep going through that cycle again of redeploying. Guys need to decompress and relax and turn their mind off their combat deployments.
Our stipulation to participate in our program is you have to be an active duty member of the SOF community. So those guys being active, their privacy is paramount. We make every stride we can to make sure no one knows those guys are even here.
We don't ask any questions. You know, we're not here for that. We're just a group of people who care about them and love them and want to spoil them rotten. Give them a giant hug and tell them they're loved and cared about. With our program, you know, one of the goals is you show up, turn that switch off 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, it doesn't matter, but just to reset, to recalibrate, get your mind right, turn off work. If we can help them relax just for a little bit, I mean, it's very impactful. We can see the changes from, you know, our guests arriving on a Friday to Monday rollout. They're a whole new person.
The enduring benefit is relationships. However, the immediate benefit is just gaining resiliency. A more resilient special operator who happens to be a father is a better father, period. A more resilient special operator who's going into this demanding, training schedule, if that guy just got recharged, he's gonna be a lot better.
SOX is just a plug and play. Hey, here are the events that we have. If you're available during those times, let's get you signed up. It just makes it easy on that guy to do what he loves to do and not have to stress out about all the other things that come with it.
There's guys that come back from their SOX trip and they're refreshed, and it's because of that mental resilience they gained from doing something completely unwinding on some different experience versus work 24/7. But when they come back reset like that, they're really resilient.
A buddy of ours came out and he was like, "Oh, Pickle, great to see you. Hadn't seen you in years, And he said, "I just want to say thank you." And yeah, man, that's why we're here. Love having you. And he goes, No. You don't understand. He goes, "Y'all set up a hunt for me and my sons. I went hunting with my boys," and he said that rekindled our relationship together. He said, "Because Dad was gone all their life." He said all it took was that one duck hunt. Now we're all best buddies again. That is a big reason why I do what I do here.